Tonight on KGW News, a father is furious after a dog attacked his 3-year-old inside a local Walmart.
And I don't think it's fair that any dog is allowed just to walk freely in a store with somebody.
And an attorney finds herself on the other side of the courtroom, accused of going too far to protect a client.
It's incredible. It's unreal that a lawyer would be even tempted to do something like that.
Then KGW investigates how thieves are getting quick cash for stolen phones right inside local stores. Plus, 7 years after he survived a train derailment.
All I can do is smile because I'm blessed to still be here.
This Washington man is doing what doctors thought he never would again. Thanks for joining us. I'm Christine Pitawanich. We begin tonight with a Vancouver family looking for answers after they say a dog attacked a 3-year-old boy inside a Walmart store. Catherine Cook spoke with the family and the little boy about what happened. Catherine, what a scary situation.
Awful, Christine. Family members say the dog owner took off after the incident and no one from the store tried to stop him. Now the family's dealing with trauma, medical bills, and a lot of frustration. They say Walmart needs to do better with its store policies to keep other people safe.
Really don't want to go in there. Sure as heck don't want to take my kids in there.
Andrew Wegener is angry over what happened inside this Walmart off I-205 in Vancouver. On Tuesday night, he says a dog inside the store bit his 3-year-old son Jameson in the face. You can see where doctors stitched Jameson's lip back together.
He'll never look the same as he did before.
Andrew wasn't there when it happened, but his 17-year-old son Jeremiah was, along with Jameson's 6-year-old brother and 19-year-old cousin.
That was very traumatic. My 6-year-old brother was screaming his head off, screaming his little brother's hurt. It was very traumatic.
Jeremiah called his dad. When Andrew got here, he says police told him the dog was this brown pit bull mix. Police also obtained this surveillance image from Walmart showing the man and his dog. And there's this security video, too. It's hard to see, but Jeremiah says his cousin was petting the dog before it attacked 3-year-old Jameson.
I turned around and my brother's screaming on the ground, blood's coming out of his face.
Jeremiah says a store manager helped with the bleeding. As for the dog's owner,
He told me directly that he'd pay for everything, and then I told him to come to customer service, and then as soon as the store manager came, he dropped his items and took off running out of the exit.
Andrew posted about what happened on social media.
From the thousands of messages I've gotten today, this guy is a frequent here at the 205 Mill Plain homeless hangout. Ultimately, I think the person needs to be held responsible for it.
KGW reached out to Walmart about the incident. In a statement, they said, "We want everyone to have a safe and enjoyable shopping experience in our stores. We allow service animals to accompany customers with disabilities in compliance with state and federal laws." Per its website, Walmart says it does not allow pets or emotional support animals in stores. But it's not clear if the dog that attacked Jameson had any designated role.
Who knows if the policy was even enforced with that person and the dog in the store in the first place? Because the 3-year-old doesn't go in the store looking to get bit by a dog. And I don't think it's fair that any dog is allowed just to walk freely in a store with somebody and nobody knows what kind of dog this is.
Andrew says they're considering taking legal action. In the meantime, he hopes the public can help police identify the dog's owner. We've posted the case number and how to share tips with police on KGW.com. Christine.
You can understand their anger. Thank you so much, Catherine. Now let's get you caught up on tonight's other headlines. In Washington, the Attorney General's office has filed felony charges against a Vancouver lawyer. Detectives say in July, deputies went to arrest a man for violating an anti-harassment order. But that man's attorney, Josephine Townsend, forged a court order to keep her client from getting arrested. Court documents say she made it look like a judge signed it and a court clerk stamped it. We spoke with a lawyer who works right across the street about the charges.
We are the officers of the court. We have to act with integrity. We cannot do acts that would be illegal, and that's exactly what is purported that this lawyer has done.
Townsend faces 90 days in jail and $5,000 in fines. We reached out to her attorney but have not heard back. Today, a new reward is being offered to anyone with information on a prosthetic limb that was stolen in downtown Portland. We told you yesterday how Atticus Root had to have his leg amputated because of bone cancer. His family says he was finally getting to use his prosthetic leg, but then it was stolen from his car back on December 8th near Southwest 11th Avenue and Columbia. Crime Stoppers announced a $2,500 cash reward for information leading to the recovery of the stolen prosthetic. Also today, Washington Senator Maria Cantwell, as well as other state lawmakers, announced almost $50 million in federal funding will be going toward planning for a high-speed rail line in the Pacific Northwest. It would connect Portland, Seattle, and Vancouver, BC. The money will be used to plan the route, decide where to build things like stations, and talk to communities about the project. If it becomes a reality, the trains could travel up to 250 miles per hour, which means a trip from Portland to Seattle would take less than an hour. Today marks 7 years since an Amtrak passenger train bound for Portland derailed near Olympia. The train was on a new bypass going more than 80 miles an hour when it hit a curve that was supposed to be taken at 30 miles an hour. Investigators found that train was going too fast. 13 of the train's 14 cars derailed, some spilling off a bridge onto I-5. Roughly 100 people were hurt and 3 people died. One of the survivors of that Amtrak crash was 16 years old at the time. He suffered multiple spinal cord injuries and doctors told him he would not walk again. But after years of rehab, he's back on his feet. Drew Mickelson brings us his story.
Oh yeah, we'll make it work.
It's a difficult walk.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, I hear you.
There are no easy steps for Timothy Brodigan.
It's definitely crazy. You know, it's like somewhere where you almost died. Like it's where I almost died.
3 people did die on December 18th, 2017, when an Amtrak train derailed onto I-5 during the morning commute. Dozens more were injured.
As we come back out here, you're looking at that train leaving the Tacoma station here.
Even before the derailment, it was a newsworthy, history-making trip.
I prefer riding the train than sitting on the freeway.
It was the very first run on a new route between Seattle and Portland, designed to save about 10 minutes. Train enthusiasts celebrated the change during test runs in the days leading up to the big maiden voyage.
You know, it was just a normal day. I used to go see my cousins all the time.
But for passenger Timothy Brodigan, a 16-year-old star baseball player at the time, it was just another train ride.
I still remember boarding it, like walking on there, going to the very front of the train to the right side, and I remember just sitting there. You know, it was normal. I can't kick my feet up and just on my phone listening to music.
He next remembers waking up in the hospital with broken bones, a collapsed lung, and a severe spinal injury.
What I got told was I would never walk. You know, and that wasn't by one doctor, that was probably like by 4 different doctors told me I was not going to walk.
Calling it the most terrifying thing he had ever heard, he used those words as a motivator ever since his family sent him to Craig Hospital in Colorado for rehab.
I was really sad, you know, especially when I wasn't improving. I was really down, beating myself up, and kind of knew I was better than what I was at the time.
He slowly got better, taking the steps doctors thought would never be taken.
All I can do is smile because I'm blessed to still be here, still keep going around, and you know, keep spreading positivity. It's a spot where I almost lost my life, you know, and unfortunately people did lose their life in that situation.
Other than the walk itself, Brodigan says it wasn't hard coming back to the scene for the first time 7 years later.
Yeah.
He settled his lawsuit against Amtrak and the state and wants to start a foundation for others who suffer serious injuries, hoping his story can be an inspiration.
Oh, I want to run again. Really? I believe I'm going to run again too. I believe it. Like I believe it. Someday it's going to happen.
Yeah, we have faith in him. He'll run again. That was Drew Mickelson reporting. Since the derailment, Amtrak and the Washington State Department of Transportation are using technology that automatically slows or stops trains that are traveling above permitted speeds. Now to an update on the Good Samaritan. Police say may have saved a driver's life after a serious car crash in Polk County. Eugene police have found the person named Michaela, who investigators say is an ER nurse, and they're talking to her about how to best commend her for her actions. A month ago, investigators say she helped the driver of a Toyota involved in a 3-car crash along Highway 18 west of Willamina before first responders arrived. The deputy chief tells us that driver is now in a recovery facility.